Bitcoin is actually looking pretty amazing right now. We're actually in this nice little area of consolidation for Bitcoin. We have loads of key on-chain indicators that are painting a very bullish picture for Bitcoin, especially when we look at the higher time frames. And as we know, what is good for Bitcoin tends to be good for the rest of the cryptocurrency market. So in this video, I'm going to share just a bit of perspective with you, as well as actually diving into some of these on-chain indicators that show you that actually the market is looking very, very healthy right now. So don't worry about these little shakes and turbulence that we're having at the moment. My name's Lark, and every day I make videos to help you make money investing. So if that is what you want to do, then make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you can click the thumbs up button real quick too, it'd be awesome for the YouTube algorithm. And of course, click on the bell to get a notification when I put out a new video. By the way, every single week I publish an investor report called Wealth Mastery. So in every single issue of this report, you are going to get a deep dive on an altcoin. We do a trending coin analysis, a DeFi tutorial, an interview with an industry leader, technical analysis of Bitcoin and the top altcoins, and much, much more. Basically, insights that help keep you ahead of the curve in the market. All of that for less than $10 a week, meaning that this is the most value-packed and the most affordable investor report out there. Click on the link down below in the description where you can learn more about becoming a member today. Okay, let's get into it. Bitcoin has come down by about 15% since it hit new highs over 61K a little over a week ago or so. Now, a very good sign is that Bitcoin has actually bounced off the line of diagonal support here, meaning that at this point, the uptrend has stayed intact. Now, this is just a shorter term uptrend. This is not the defining narrative of the entire bull market or anything, but as long as we stay above 52K, then this general uptrend that we're in should continue. If that line breaks, then we could sustain a much longer correction, not the end of the bull market, just a longer correction within that. Now, what is actually going on here? What's going on with the price, man? Why is this happening? Well, it's quite simple. We are just consolidating. This is normal. This is healthy. These things happen in the market quite frequently. Even, to be honest, it's all a bit amazing. I kind of love to see these, days when we get deal prices and all this stuff. And I know the price going up every day, it's a lot more exciting and people tend to be in much better moods when that's happening. But actually, these consolidation periods, really healthy for the market. I'm going to take them when I can get them. We could go lower still too, so that's something to keep in mind. And, we would still be in an overall uptrend, especially without the higher time frames. And just for a bit of perspective on the current situation here, Bitcoin has now spent 43 days straight above $40,000 and 16 days above $50,000. Do you just stop? Do you actually realize how insane that is? A year ago, these were complete fantasy numbers. And now it's like, oh, everyone's turning bearish when the price goes down to $53,000. Come on, guys. Come on. Get a grip. Zoom out. Perspective is super important here. This market is still very, very bullish when we're looking at the big picture here. It helps remind you that the bull run, it's not over and that we have come a very, very long way from where we were. These periods of consolidation, they're very useful because they send the tourists home. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We also get to sort the men out from the boys, right? Who has the diamond hands or not. And of course, to prepare for the next leg up in the market, giving those times for accumulation, building positions, getting ready for the next big moves. And what happens every single time that we have a big market dip like this? Not that this is even a particularly big one, but what happens when this does happen, we do get these downtrends coming in short term, new investors panic sell and whales suck up more supply. It happens every single time, every time. Yesterday, for example, there were almost 15,000 Bitcoin bought or moved just from Coinbase, which is a massive spike compared to recent volumes on Coinbase. Now, Coinbase, it's important because it's the exchange of choice for US-based institutional investors. And 15,000 Bitcoin, that's a lot of Bitcoin, man. And when we look at the exchanges yesterday, overall, it was actually the biggest day for Bitcoin withdrawals looking at all exchanges over the last 6 weeks. So in total, more than 50,000 Bitcoin was actually taken off exchanges just yesterday. Just yesterday, one day, right? So people were buying the dip. It shows it very, very clearly. When we get these, dip times in the market, that's when the big money steps in and buys and accumulates. This is a good thing. It shows that investors, the big money guys, they're still piling into Bitcoin, right? They're not scared to buy it over $50,000. Another interesting chart here is the Bitcoin liquid supply change, which helps shows the accumulation trends for Bitcoin. You can see here that once the market started to recover after the drop from 58 down to 43K, that actually buyers started stepping up big time again, coming back in. Once that bottom, that trend reversal was confirmed, once the bottom was in at 43K, they started buying again heavily. The market is, and always has been, a mechanism to transfer Bitcoin from the hands of the impatient to the diamond hand patient people. Another bit of news that will help Bitcoin move out of its current consolidation period, and also I think be able to help start targeting some price discovery again soon, is the miner net position chart. Now this shows that again, miners are holding their Bitcoin. They're not mass dumping into the market. Yesterday, we put in another green bar. This is like the third one in the last 2 or 3 weeks, which shows that they actually stacked more Bitcoin than they sold yesterday. So they have a net positive for their supply. And you can see it over the last few weeks. Miners have basically been selling very small volumes of Bitcoin, basically, enough to cover costs or a little bit more than that, versus the massive dumps that we saw back in January when they were dumping like thousands of Bitcoin a day. Reduced miner pressure means that we have removed one of the biggest downward pressure points for the price, which essentially means that it's freeing Bitcoin up to have a breakout in the near future. And what about Bitcoin hodlers? Well, the reserve risk chart shows that long-term holders still have very strong conviction that Bitcoin is going to go higher. So our current level on this chart is at 0.008. The previous market tops came in around 0.02. So going by this indicator, the market is basically not even halfway completed with the current cycle. We still do have a long way to go in this bull market trend. And I know if you're a new investor, these times can be frustrating. It's, goes up a little bit, then it comes back down. What's going on, Bitcoin? But nothing goes just straight up in the markets. That is not how markets work. It's usually 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and on and on and on. Personally, I love these periods. I love these periods of consolidation where things are just kind of, getting tight, getting ready for that move up. And in fact, I almost get a little bit paranoid when the market goes too high, too fast. It's exciting, but at the same time, just like, chill out, Bitcoin. What are you doing, man? Relax. Don't blow your load too soon, dude. Just chill out. Let's make this bull run last a good long time. Anyway, those are just my 2 Satoshis. Your question for today: how long do you think it's going to be until Bitcoin hits a new high price? Is it going to be a week, 2 weeks, maybe longer? Maybe we consolidate under the, the high watermark for a bit longer than we might expect. Curious to know your opinion down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.